Greetings, everybody. This is Cindy, and I am here with Jethro Hepton, and we're just going to quickly show you a couple of things you can do with your electric chair that you should do every single day. So, Jethro, if you have a look at how Jethro's sitting, most people who sit in a chair, don't you reckon, Jethro, most people would be sit like that most of the time?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Is that how you sit most of the time?
Yeah, because I never used to change position because I never had the luxury of the tilt mechanism.
Exactly, and when you're in your manual chair, of course, you can't move anywhere else. Now, I just want to do a little, before we do any tilting, I just want to say, why do I think it's really important that you use this tilt in space mechanism if you've got one of these chairs.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this for a guy who's been listening to our awesome People Wear Green podcast, Jeffrey. Hi, Jeffrey from Victoria. So he has just got a tilt in space, and he just asked what he could do with it. So the first thing I like people to do with their wheelchair, when you've got a wheelchair like Jethro's, look how fantastic it is. It's pretty new, eh, Jethro?
Yeah, it's pretty new. It's only coming up to 1 year old.
1 year old. Now these chairs, they're extremely stable. You can see there's like 6 wheels down the bottom there, but it's not the only reason they're stable. When Jethro puts it into tilt, you'll see that the centre of gravity changes, so it's always over the middle of the chair. All right, so why do I think you should change it up? Because cerebral palsy is a multi-system disability. So what that means, it means that it's not just your nervous system, it's also your muscular system, and it's also your skeletal system. So when you sit like this, now, sitting's not a natural position. And so what happens? Our skeleton remodels. Now, Jethro, you're getting a little bit of a curvature around this shoulder here.
I am.
And part of that is because when you sit, you're just here on your chin. Not going to touch him because it's coronavirus. That lines up with the bony bits of your hips. And when we sit in a wheelchair, we always tilt the person's hips so we spread out the surface area that the weight of the body is going to be in, right? Just ignore him. That's my doggy.
Yeah.
All right, so that's if you're going to sit like that every day, then what you need every day is to have a balancing position. Yeah. So let's show people how far this chair can go into tilt. So Jethro's just going to show you how a tilt in space works. Now just watch the base of the chair here. And you can see how the weight of Jethro's body is always being kept in the middle. Okay. Now just bring it forward just a little bit. And stop. Now why do I say bring it forward? Because you don't ever put a machine into maximum extension. Put some, just stresses things out. Now look at the difference in Jethro now. Now, instead of all of his, the weight of his body being taken on his pelvis, now you can see the weight of this upper back, look where it's been taken. Can you feel it being taken by the back of your chair?
I feel it being taken by the back.
Right, now what I want you to do, something you don't do very often, is to relax. Now I want you to think about, let these arms, just don't touch them and don't hold anything. See how Jethro wants to still everything. I want you to just relax. Let the weight of your arms be taken by your body or by your chair or whatever. Let the weight of your head be taken by the headrest. Now, can you feel how much you want to resist doing that, Jethro?
Yeah, it's like... Yeah,
you want to keep lifting your head up,
when you're told to do something, you just don't want to do it.
But also because you keep wanting to lift your head up. But I want you to really let that weight of the head be taken by the
headrest.
Yes. Now, what are you doing now is you're actually letting them muscles underneath your neck relax. Now, when you're sitting and your head is forward, then those muscles are really tight. They're pulling straight back, straight back, straight back. Now, a tight muscle, it's going to squeeze a lot of the blood out of it. Yeah. Now, what you're doing now is you're just letting all those muscles relax under there and fill up with blood again. Now, nothing keeps a blood vessel open. Now the other thing you're doing, now that you don't have the weight of your body on your legs, Can you see how now you're not actually touching the cushion?
No, I'm not. I'm just sort of above it.
And when you're sitting, you are always touching the cushion.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So not only are you letting the blood come into the muscles in your neck and in your spine, where it's really where those muscles are attached to your spinal column, they're all relaxed now because the chair's taken your weight.
Yeah.
But also now the muscles in your legs can relax and you can let a bit of blood come into there as well. Now while you're sitting here, I want you to try and flare your toes out and relax. And when you do this, you're going to just practice, just try and flare your toes out. And it doesn't matter if you can't move your toes, you're just going to visualise doing it. And then after you've done it, you're going to relax your head and put it back down. And you're going to relax your neck. And then you're going to relax your arms. You're going to relax your legs again and make sure they're not touching the cushion. Relax your feet. And then you try and fan your toes out again.
Yep.
So what you're trying to teach yourself to do is to relax your neck without having to be conscious of relaxing your neck.
I'm relaxing it, just doing it like that. No worries.
Exactly. Now, the other thing that we're going to show you now in this position is how you can reposition your own pelvis without anybody touching you. Now, so you say Jethro's been out for a big long ride and his pelvis is shifted a bit forward and he's really sitting in a C shape. Usually what we'd do is get someone to pull him back into the seat. But now with these tilting spaces, Jethro, you want to just show someone, the audience, how you can actually push yourself back in the chair?
Yeah.
Because
So I can use my leg weight and the pressure through my feet to push myself back.
Exactly. Now that brings the pelvis right back. Now, one of the reasons for this is because he doesn't have to lift as much weight.
No.
The chair's taking half of the body weight.
Yeah.
So now to lift that body weight, it's not so hard. The other reason is because, of course, he's got these really cool strapping here and this fantastic pillow that keeps his legs in a really great position for extension.
It's got like...
And remember, you don't need to lift your head up. You're just lifting it up because
It's a
because
habit.
it's a habit.
It's a habit.
Yes.
It's a habit.
So when you're in this position, you've got to keep trying to let that head be relaxed.
And it's full of egg-shaped sort of shelving, that cushion. So it's got heaps of different
It's like a roho where it keeps dispersing the pressure in different places along the bottom all of the time.
And you can change it so if you want something a little bit more padding in one particular area, you just got to buy a bit more filling and you can do it.
Is it, and it's memory foam or it's liquid gel?
It's sort of like eggshell sort of foamy things.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, and they keep changing for your pressure. Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, do you want to bring your chair back into the seated position now? Now, if you've got really great technology at home, you can actually have a look at the difference in Jethro's posture just from the beginning to now. And all we did was a couple of extension works to change the pelvis. Now, what you should be doing is using that tilt factor at least once an hour. Now, if you did that once an hour, you are going to, first of all, practice letting go of those tension in your neck. Remember, your bones are not, you're not born with those bones. You shape them by using the muscles in certain ways.
Yep.
Our bones are constantly changing their shape. So if you start practicing moving, laying back regularly and stretching those toes out and stretching those fingers out, and at the same time, making sure you relax every single muscle so that as you stretch your fingers out, none of your cerebral palsy reacts. Practice. Anyway, just practice putting that back, wrist back.
Guess what? And